That's all you have to do.
Nice try, though. Very nice try.
That's all you have to do.
Honestly, still really good performance, you know, from them. Good.
And it's really easy.
Hey man, he's down here with me.
I was gonna take it and move on. Okay, now it's even more.
I was trying to be sympathetic. That's why I tried.
All right, let's hear the analysis of this.
Naturally patronizing.
Honestly,
I'm sorry.
honestly,
I mean, I'm sorry you had to find out this way.
Let's hear the analysis.
How good
Put Euphoria on? What for? For EU to beat EU? No. Today is a sad game.
Oh my goodness.
It shouldn't be like this. It should be Mad vs TL, BDS vs NRG, EU 2-0, NA in the dirt, 1-1 for both.
We got the freebie.
It's a sad day.
Hung even donated a kill to
It's what
us.
makes them so terrifying, right? This is how they made it so far in the LPL.
Didn't I say it?
You did.
Team fights. I was scared of it, and I believed in it for Cloud9.
Tarzan has done this so much,
Yeah.
too, for this team. In their series versus EDG as well, is him looking for the enemy carry, big plays to get them back into the game. And this one, they weren't even really behind, but they had just sacrificed a kill into a 4v5 scenario.
Today is a day
I know
where
we're waiting for the interview
one of our EU teams will go 0-2.
Really good to hear his perspective on why that.
And there is a
work
chance
out. I don't know how far
that
we
when
are
they're
off, but
0-2,
so close yet so far,
that they
before
draw
I
the
cut you off,
loser
he did get to kind
of Damwon KT.
selection of fights, in terms
Later
of
today,
NA
we will
in
find
general,
out.
but I guess, pertaining to this game
Whichever
in
team
C9.
loses here could draw the loser of KT Damwon.
When we get the clip, it'll
And then that's
actually be a
it.
great example because I think
That's
that
it, they're gone.
something that I've seen from a few from the top NA
They're gonna
teams is just
disappear.
that when they choose their fights and how they
But
set
just
them
because
up,
one has
I
fallen
think is often why
doesn't
teams
mean the
falter,
rest can't
because
rise.
Sometimes they get
know,
blindsided by the fact
if
that
we
they have
lose
this
our
lead
team
and they
and we're down to
don't fully
3,
know how to utilize it
NA
properly.
started
And I
with
feel
3,
like
so
we
it's
saw
not
a bit of
like
a
we're that far
situation
behind,
here
is
where
it?
they fumbled control around
G2's
the dragon,
winning.
They tried to pressure
Fnatic's gonna
mid
bounce
lane,
back
and
there
they ended
against
up getting
Gam, that's a
collapsed
free
upon,
win.
and I think
But
Cloud9
one of
was
Mad
in a great
BDS is
position.
fucked.
They could very
That's
well
fucked.
have won this game. Very minor mistakes, and I really do think they were minor, but that
I
is
think
what
I know
makes
which
LNG
one will
so
go,
terrifying. They're great at
But if I
finding these
speak,
tiny
I will get
They
fined.
are, and we do have the perspective
So,
of Fudge ready.
let's see what
together
happens.
with Lore in the Verizon post-game interview.
Hey, welcome back to the interview area. I'm here
I just
with
hope both
Fudge.
teams
Thank
have
you for
fun,
joining me.
and
Absolutely.
whichever
It
team
looked
wins
good.
this
Honestly, it looked good. And
makes
when I talked to Blabber
a
yesterday,
run.
he was telling me that
A
you guys
run.
had good results against the Chinese teams, especially in scrims. What was the main difference here today?
I think we're a lot better at planning in the early and mid game.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the time when it comes to playing against Korean or Chinese
Bro,
teams, they
Fudge
just
is
plan a lot
fucking
better around
tall.
waves and knowing timings to fight. Playing against summoner spells, we never really used to punish summoner spells that much, and nowadays I think we're more aware and we're punishing them way more. And I think that definitely helps a lot because that was usually the edge that they had over us, where one person would be out of position and they find an angle where we wouldn't really find. And I think today we found some pretty good angles, and it was a close game in the early and mid game. And I think we had a chance to win, and we lost one team fight. And I do think that comp does outscale us this game, but we did have a chance to win.
Feels like you have good info to reflect on and to think about for the next game, but to me it feels like most of the time when you play scrims and officials, the pace of the game is not the same.
He's
Teams
6'3"?
will play more or less aggressive.
Oh, so it's about my height then.
The same thing here.
I think C9. I mean, I think every team plays way slower, to be honest. I mean, in scrims, I already know that like the Renekton and Jax matchup is going to be both one health level, like level 3, whereas on stage, obviously, it's a lot slower and people aren't as willing to take risks, which is just honestly more fun for me because I think it definitely is like the very small details is what wins the game, and I think
No,
that's
he's
way
only
more
2
fun
inches
in
taller.
general, for pro players, just because it shows really high skill expression.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with how our stage games in terms of pace are going. I think they're going pretty slowly, and we're not making
Big
too
pace.
many individual mistakes. So I'm pretty happy with how we're playing.
And I think it echoes to what Blabber was telling me yesterday, the fact that this iteration of C9 to him seems different in the confidence you have for each other and with the level of play. And I mean, you guys have been playing international for years. Do you have the same sentiment here towards this?
I definitely feel as if all of our players are very individually like confident in their own like laning phase, and they understand all their matchups. But also, I think we've worked very well together, especially during this boot camp, to get on the same page about how we want to play as a team and who makes the calls. And when someone makes a call, we fully commit to it. We don't just like one person does another thing and the other person does one thing. And I think we've gotten very good at just doing stuff as a team. And I think that definitely
EU
helps
versus
a lot
EU.
on stage when making decisions, like, for example, the Baron play
Kellen?
that we
What do you
did
mean no Kellen?
at 20 minutes.
Yeah,
He's
just
right
with
here.
the results you had. Last question, maybe the state of top lane. I know this is something we discussed at MSI. It doesn't feel like it changed that much since then.
It doesn't.
What do you think? And do you think it's going to change a bit? We see Aatrox a bit more now.
Yeah.
How do you think it's going to evolve?
I mean, I think realistically, just like bruisers that are strong at Herald seem to be really popular in the top lane. Just because, you know, fighting Herald is very, very popular amongst pro players. And if you don't have a champion that's strong in the early game, it can feel like, you know, the top lane is just pushing and moving and taking over the entire map. Realistically, I don't think it's going to change too much throughout the entire tournament. I think it's very likely we're going to be seeing the same champions. Maybe some extra like carry champions, like, I mean, maybe people highly prioritize Jace or Rumble.
Bro,
more.
if Mad wins this, it'll be so funny.
Korean teams, I know,
If Mad wins this, it's going to be so
high
funny.
on the Jace top lane, whereas a lot of the other regions aren't. So it's possible that becomes more popular. Hopefully. And I know that some people are like practicing more Camille and stuff like this. But hasn't been on stage, so we'll have to wait and see.
Sach. Well,
Oh,
thank you so much for
hell
this.
no.
It's always great catching up with you. And good luck on the next match.
Thank you.
Back to you, Shucks.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Can
more
you drink
NAJs.
milk from here
Let's
like
get it.
Cassante Jax for Nectin. Cassante Jax for Nectin.
Really good insight, and I think he spoke to a lot of things that we specifically were bringing up, and I think that's a good lead into the
Sussy
replays
taste.
we have, starting with the Baron. I'm saying, I feel like we didn't get caught out of position. We had more of a control and a pacing and a visibility on them, and I think this is a good example.
I mean, this one was probably our peak moment in the game for Cloud9. They pick off the biggest threat. Scout is down, Azir is down, and then as Fudge alluded to in that interview, the whole team commits to the prospect of going for Baron, and they get
Is
even
loser
more
out?
for
No,
it,
it's not.
keeping them out. It was a bit downhill from here, but that was a very good display of what Fudge was talking about.
I love that he said himself, like, it really felt like that we had a great opportunity to win, and like we were all fully aligned with that, right? The second that they took that Baron, it showcased a level that we
Can
already
Mad
talked
make a
about
miracle
earlier,
run?
which is that C9 are
yeah, if
showcasing
I can
great
see a
macro.
unicorn
They
outside
really
the
are.
office.
They're making great decisions. They're finding good opportunities. It just comes down to things like this next play, because as we lead up to this, like, I was getting a drink of water and what happened? And you said, oh, unfortunately, jungler got chunked out, and then the Rakan ult was forced to use, and so then they ended up losing control over the dragon, and then we move into this mid pressure where C9 is looking to try and leverage their Baron to try and force down this tower, but they end up in a situation where with the Baron, they're trying to force something that they don't have full control over. They have information of these flanks, but they can see Tarzan, but they're not really doing anything to stop him. You've also got Zika coming in from the flank, and LNG are fantastic at finding these flanks. And just look at how amazing that is. 4 versus 5, they're able to find this incredible engage, take the Baron away, and suddenly flip the game on its head.
Yeah, it was one moment where their Cloud9 actually were split in their
How
focus.
did I cancel it?
Because
That's kind of
half of the team, the backline, is trying to peel and get away from this Tarzan.
Imagine I could go back in time.
The other
What
half
would happen
is
if I
diving past
didn't?
the tower. Then you don't have your other carry. You know,
What would happen if I just
is all the
didn't
way
do
up in
that?
the front. Meanwhile, everybody else gets Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
And then I got flashbacks to yesterday for sure, because the Azir all of a sudden, you know, he was
Maybe we would have won the game
calmly, and then he got given a little bit of space.
And I wouldn't lose my confidence.
A bit more gold, and I think in the next
I would be the
replay
best
we're
mid in
also
Europe.
going to see that it was just very hard to stop it. Also, I think just the coordination from LNG in that part when they really want to pull off the flank, C9.
I mean, again, the idea is really good here from C9. Unfortunately, LNG read and respond very well. They do lose their AD carry, but the second that he drops, there's not much left. You can see Fudge flashing onto Scout with very few options left to follow up. But Zerka and Sven have already used their dive. M&S stuck over the wall, can't really contribute
What are you
as
eating?
much. And
I'm eating nuts.
LNG are terrifying because of their teamfight prowess. The fact that they can go toe-to-toe with a team like JDG, the best teamfighting team in the world, showcases that in situations like this,
What's
it's
wrong with
going
that?
to take a lot, and I have nothing but respect for C9.
No, I am
they
eating nuts.
did so many things right, and the ideas were so good. Ultimately, it just came down to the execution where they couldn't quite match up to LNG.
Yeah, those last 2 replays were under very different circumstances. The first one was really, really close. Good footing for Cloud9.
For sure.
Could have pulled it out. The second one, they were very desperate because of the last last one and how much gold LNG got off that one. So they tried to make, a proactive, pick. They couldn't quite burst down Gala quick enough. M&S couldn't quite, it's hard to follow up on a dash that goes that far with Kai'Sa diving in.
Here's a silver lining, though. They're in the 1-1 pool now, right? Next
Are you
up is
detoxing your
BDS,
snooze addiction in Korea? Bro, it's really rough.
In the 1-1
I like
pool.
it.
cravings
Another
today
Mad
are rough.
Lions matchup.
Mad Lion C9, run it back, baby.
We'll take all the Mad Lion matchups you were willing to hand us.
BLG will take all the JDG ones, and you will take all the... I got it. Yeah, so before we close this out and move on to Mad versus BDS, some praise for Scout Azir again.
Scout is crazy good.
Don't be fooled, it isn't just Azir, but it's definitely also Azir.
However, he did die this time.
Oh, yes.
Yesterday,
C9 delivered his first death of the tournament.
So Cloud9 infinitely better than being able to kill him once.
So now it's 18-1-4
You
now,
can buy snooze in Korea? No, you can't, I
It was
think.
11-0. No, was it
11-0-7?
Sorry, yeah.
So now he's whatever. He's very good.
18-1-11.
That one, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, huge credit once again to Scout. The man is having a phenomenal tournament. I think the beauty of this game, though, is it shows that LNG are beatable. Their early game isn't the most convincing at all times. They are prone to making small mistakes.
Petty.
Yeah.
It's just, I have trauma from earlier in the tournament. We see LPL teams play.
I quit.
Sometimes even the LCK, and then as an NA or an EU, we get a game like this, and we get such a false sense of security. And then we end up losing this game all the time.
I'm not sitting here and saying that all of a sudden NA and EU can beat them. I'm saying
not?
No, we gotta believe it. We gotta believe it.
What is the point? What is the point if you're not going to believe that you have any sort of
saying,
hope?
You're right.
As an analyst, my observations are that LNG's early game has some weaknesses in it. It can be exploited, it can be taken advantage of, and this was true domestically as well. That doesn't mean that you still
I can't go to Yemen. I'm an analyst.
Kobe's right. We should be positive.
I'm just so happy for Tarzan, though, as much as we keep on doing all these graphics about Scout and his Azir. Tarzan is an absolute beast. He has so many of these, game-winning setups later on.
You quit snooze? Yeah, I did.
You're right.
All right, get me in
And now we're
BDS
gonna
first
see
match.
Sheo and Elyoya also.
Preach,
Versus
everyone
BDS. We're about
preach.
to head over to our casters, but yeah, a very important game. Of course, you don't
I
want
hope
to
it's a
move
good
down
game.
to that
I hope it's a
0-2
good game.
position. It's unfortunate. It's a team kill for
And,
EU. How should this go, Fetty, though?
Expectations
how should
based
this
on
go?
the entire year should be mad. However, BDS have elevated their approach pretty dramatically since they've come to the World Championship. So let's see if they first pick Garen, because they never did that domestically.
I just don't want... The reason I don't want Mad to win is because they're going to win,
Yeah,
and then they're going to lose the next two anyway. I don't have faith that they're going to beat anyone else.
Adam made me a fan. I'm
Whereas
a big fan
BDS
already. Pick that Garen again. Let's
might
see
not be
Pick it.
better
Let's
than
see.
Mad,
All right,
but I have a
head
feeling
over
they
to
could
our
probably
casters and get
beat a
into
random
that.
team and at least get to 2 wins.
Thanks, guys, and welcome back. All right. EU
Like,
versus
if BDS
time.
draws
We've had
C9,
NA versus NA. I'm
I
stoked.
feel like
This is
BDS
Alex
could
too,
beat
by the way.
C9.
If you're
You know,
wondering.
just fucking...
You didn't know who he was. You're under a rock. You don't know who I was, maybe.
You're also under a rock.
I guess, yeah. You're under an LPL rock of some kind, anyway. We've already had
EU
a
will
regional
lose this
rivalry
game,
today
Keck.
as well. We
Oh, good
opened
one.
up the flavorful day with it.
Good one. That was
We
a good
are
one.
now
No,
up
that
to
one was a
another
good one.
But the funny thing about
Idiot.
this one is there's not much of a rivalry between BDS and Mad over recency. I know it's something we could discuss about over the period of the matchup, but it's just hilarious that, we're going through one that hasn't been seen domestically, maybe as much as the G2. Well, definitely not as much as the G2.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Are they going to ban
G2's
Garen?
like
Are they going to ban
semifinals,
Garen?
right?
Are they going to ban Garen?
Historically, Mad has 7-5 win-loss as far as the head-to-head goes. They are slightly favored there. The last time we actually saw these teams, in a major matchup was back in the reverse sweep in spring, where
ago.
Mad was able to actually take that down. So yeah, ages ago, as you're
Are they
saying.
going to ban Garen?
But these teams, definitely do evolve throughout their time here. and
Orianna
especially
ban
BDS
on blue
coming through
side.
the World Qualifier Series as well as the play-ins.
What?
I
Niski
think
doesn't
has
play...
really
Wow,
had
what?
some time
Why
to
not?
develop that confidence. And it's always so interesting because European fans have so little faith in Mad, even though this team is so good domestically. And I'm just interested to see if Mad now can kind of get back to their roots, feel comfortable, feel
Zaya,
confident.
okay.
Much like NRG earlier against TL. TL had a much better look on day one, but they got wiped
Oh, yeah, I want
by
the massage.
NRG, right? The same thing could potentially happen here for Mad. I kind of feel bad for them in a lot of ways because they get so much hate. But they are one of the best teams from the region. They constantly make it
Alistar?
international. They have made it to quarters. They've won titles in the LEC,
Yeah,
and they are
good.
deserving of credit
Kaisa?
for that. It's also interesting to see no Garen ban. Adam was not someone who was blind picking Garen in the LEC, But will he be willing to do it now?
Don't do Lee Sin.
Because he's had so much success, so much confidence on it, or is he unwilling to do it because he's playing against a team that's very familiar with that style?
Yeah, so domestically again.
Vi into Xayah?
I mean, also against Chasey rather than 369. 369 yesterday. The response is always tank. He knows that comfortability, that's what's going to happen with the playstyle. But Chasey,
that might be rough.
we know, is a lot more flexible.
Yeah.
And as we go
Gamba?
into the
Yeah, we'll Gamba after draft.
Just a quick reminder, Shio on the Vi there on the other side to engage options. Even pick options, especially the Brav on Alistar. Something we've already seen many times, even throughout the play
Gnar?
stage as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's already a lot of aggression here drafted on the BDS side.
Right, they're picking Gnar super early. They're scared of getting banned out and him playing his Psycho Champs.
So there is the opportunity. Does Adam
Nico
want to play
Ni?
one of his signature aggressive picks? Is he willing to take a Garen into it? You can maybe burst down the
Mad
Gnar
Lions got
mid,
rid of
but it is
Armut
one of those more
to play
difficult
Gnar all
matchups.
year.
Gnar, you know, is pretty stable. You can
And
build
Worlds.
fairly defensive and just kind of survive and slowly whittle away at that Garen. But one of the things that has impressed
No, I'm
me
just kidding.
way more with Adam on his Garen than his highlights, like when he has those big games, you know, you can snowball, you can run over someone's Garen. People have done that. But what impressed me the
think
most
mid here is
when
really
he
nice
has a
pick.
laning phase that isn't going his way, how well he's able to
Ahri
affect
is
the map,
good.
right? Because
Azir
Garen
is
from
good.
behind is
Syndra is
such
good.
a meme, but this guy
Don't pick
always
Olaf.
seems to have an impact.
Kai'Sa,
He's playing
oh
with
yeah,
no
Kai'Sa, of
TP,
course,
he's
that's the
playing
Kai'Sa.
Garen, he's overwhelmingly making a big impact on that map. You know, even though
Adam
he's in
does
these
not
bad
look
spots,
like
and I
me.
think that's been the coolest part about watching Adam throughout this event for me.
You know, saying
The only thing we share in common is that we're really good
That's
players. We don't look the
hardest
same.
thing as well, right? Like, there are teams in our competition that are very unpredictable. That's what makes them a threat. I think Adam individually is one of the most unpredictable players in such a good way here in the Swiss stage of Worlds. But as we soldier on with that Kai'Sa picked up, we're getting rid of engage options for Mad. The Jarvan away from El Yoya. It's what we saw yesterday up against Cloud9. Unfortunately, not too much success outside
Olaf
of the
Ben.
top lane gank, but still getting rid of a bit of comfort here with the
But does
Olaf
Nuke even-
versus
does Nuke-
Adam.
does-
We've already
does-
got rid of Darius.
Does Nuke play
We're just
Ahri?
taking the letters away.
Yep, going to be banning out the gods here potentially. It's also interesting because we just touched on the previous game in the Swiss stage. We haven't been seeing this lethality.
Go ban
Kai'Sa.
Garen, be weird.
I
Go,
know
don't
that
do
we'll
it,
see
do it, do
this
it.
game,
Ban Garen,
but
be weird.
Crownie did play it multiple times
Cringe.
against PSG in that best of
Cringe,
five get
no
out.
fun
They
allowed,
played
cringe.
back-to-back games in their reverse
No
sweep
fun
there,
allowed.
you know,
What's he gonna
through
do,
that
pick
run
Renekton now?
to get into the Swiss stage. So I'm interested to see if he's going to go towards that.
Go Poppy top, maybe.
Renekton was by far the most played there for Adam throughout that regular season and everything. So he's going back towards a standard pick, but not something that he's uncomfortable
Yeah,
with.
pick
Not
set
something
into
that he hasn't been
Gnar, that
playing.
sounds
This
fun.
was kind of his default pick. 15 plays throughout the summer split, you know, compared to 7, his next most on that Darius. So definitely did play a lot of the Croc.
I just love the Korean casters popping off because God was banned with Garen in the end. The Renekton gets
Oh!
picked. It seems like they were disappointed to see
What?
this pick.
Yo, go
I'll
Cassio
tell you
into
what
this
they
draft.
shouldn't be disappointed at.
Yo, 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 he just
We're
blinded
getting a
Lissandra.
Bel'Veth in there. Now, Azale.
Man, this Vi is fucked. This draft, go Cassio, yeah, it's insane here. But this Lissandra pick with Bel'Veth, this just fucks the Vi. This Vi is a bit screwed now, but it's whatever. They go Cassio and the game is won, I think, here, BDS. Okay, Azir is fine too, but I like Cassio more.
But again, a couple of questions to answer of Mad as BDS lock themselves in Nuke Azir.
Yeah, it is really, really interesting to see
Bel'Veth
where they're gonna be flexing
Lissandra.
things around. You know, I am definitely expecting it to be Bel'Veth jungle though.
Mods Gamba.
You know, I don't. It's possible with Hilly because it could be Rel jungle and Hilly playing
that's
something
why I
crazy. I
asked,
mean,
yeah.
especially because it's Hilly, you never know. But Elio has played the Bel'Veth jungle. He did play it once throughout the split.
What the fuck is
It
this?
something
No
that's,
one.
You know,
Seals when they see
seen
fish.
in LEC though. Yannick is really well known for this. They have a few junglers that do actually splash in.
Bro, what is
Bel'Veth,
wrong
which
with
is
you?
a really fun pick to watch. We did see River bring it out actually
What are you
against
on about?
BDS. That game did not work out for them. You know, they ended up losing even though they got a big early lead. So it is one of those champions that really have to have a lot of pace in the game. You have to be farming constantly, really outpacing your opponents. I like the Lissandra though as an answer. I think it's really clever.
Why is Cassio good
into
here?
the Vi. You know,
Cassio
you've
is
got this
really
pick
good
that
against
is often
Lissandra.
very
That lane
efficient,
is so
diving
fucking
in,
good
you
for
can kinda
Cassio.
just lock down and
Also,
get that
Cassio
single target
Vi,
burst,
really
get that
powerful.
first kill,
And
to set up
Cassio
for
is also
Bel'Veth,
good
and
into...
similar to
Oh my
Darius,
god, it's a
playing
wanted
alongside
side!
Blake, you want to have that upfront burst, get that first kill.
What?
Pick up, get those resets.
Bro, that was a
from the
wanted sign of
Bel'Veth,
one of the head
where you can
commissioners of the
really start to
LEC.
go crazy. And
Because he
playing towards
changed the
that
rule
top
to
side becomes
18
really,
instead of
really important
17.
with Bel'Veth because you get so much extra
What
value
the
from those
fuck?
Rift Heralds. So
Yo,
there is a strong
whoa,
top
chill
side
out with
for
those
BDS,
signs.
You know, with that Renekton as well as the Vi, but I think Mad are going to be playing heavily towards that top side as well, trying to claim those Heralds and set themselves up for success.
I mean, as you were saying, Adam could really take over games in many more ways than just winning the lane. So I think it's important to note that playing towards topside for Mad seems to be a calculated response into their approach into BDS today. Azale before was informing you that the rivalry here, you know, doesn't really go back and forth throughout the regular season, or rather through recency. It was Spring the reverse sweep mentioned, but Mad and BDS, we're not looking them as historic organizations, much like the first and second seed of the LEC, not like the G2 Fanatics, but at least for one of these teams, at least for one of these back runners in the third and fourth seed, they will be moving to 1-1. Another regional rivalry. Unlucky with the draw, but I guess, you know, we can kind of create a new story with Mad and BDS going head to head Swiss.
Exactly. It's the World Tour. We went to North America earlier, you know, then we went international.
This World stage doesn't feel like Worlds, it feels like regular season. So I mean, it is best of one of the same regions, so I don't blame you.
Nice little kind of lying in wait for that ward, and they're anticipating that and going to be able to take it out. It's not a surprise that
it's especially jarring for LEC because
the first camp for
there was 3 splits. I split 4 now, I guess.
And that's kind of pretty much any time I play up against Belveth, you know they're going to look
But we
for
got co-streaming for LEC, look at this.
Is fully ready for this. They have 3 men here waiting for it. And it looks like they're going to be down to scrap. The weird thing about this, though, and we saw this actually happen to River when he picked it against BDS, is it just ended up in a kind of standoff against Shio.
Yep.
And I actually think that's very good, you know, for the Vi. It's the Belveth that needs to make things happen. It's going to be a fight.
Shio got it, but he got the small ones. No, wait, he didn't get anything.
How efficient they are. Mad run in,
what?
Straight away run out, and now threaten the next camp.
Yeah, but
I thought he got the big one.
One of the things that GG didn't do is
Shio is
mid laner
fucked.
that early. They just brought both the soul laners. They commit to it. So
he's trying to run to red.
But
wait, what is Shio doing?
What he's expecting is he's thinking, okay,
oh
this guy might be on red, he might be on Krugs, I'm going to try to get over there and smite steal it, but it's already gone, so that really sucks. Shio is so screwed off this, actually.
What the fuck is he doing?
Yes, he has to go straight to red, but doesn't know where
it's brutal. I mean, you could see the emote spam kind of like ironically there. It's one of those things where he was trying to be really clever, and he just didn't have the timing right, because his read is that, okay, he won the smite fight, I didn't use my smite, so I'm going to backtrack, I'm going to steal away this camp, he's going to have no smite, I'll smite steal it, I'll get level 2, his abilities may be on cooldown, and maybe I can even get a kill or get a flash or do something.
Yeah, he's kind of screwed, but it's okay.
When you mistime that and you show up late, you lose both those camps, now you're starting leashless at 2.5 minutes, right? Like his first camp is done at 240. Elio is 2 camps ahead, is going to be able to power farm his jungle.
Why does she not invade more? Well, Belveth had no smite for like 30 seconds, so she's wasting her own time when she needs to power farm.
It's an incredible start here for Mad and for Elioya.
And I think again,
Vi could just stay around while she does the red buff on a ward and then get smited away, so it's kind of useless to be there.
I feel for them a bit. You know, going up against Kanavi, falling a little bit behind the curve, Shao's had some opportunistic moments to really find footing, but was unable to do so yesterday. And the point being that Elioya, level 3 now looking
this is smart though.
Continuing in the
he knows he's going to go red, blue, Grump.
Doing his blue. Smite is available. Elioya is here. He will be and he will not indeed.
Yeah, and that's the problem, right? He didn't get the Krugs. He didn't get anything
clean.
big here. Now he's going to have to flash.
And he starts whacking away again. Belveth in the trade. Sheo has to flash away, but he gets the summoner out.
He tried to get the shield off so he didn't have to flash.
And there's more lavender.
Belveth E does so much damage.
Yeah, that is just so good here from Elioya. I thought he was going to cross towards bot side and just cover his
Man, Elioya Belveth is scary.
Smarter because he knows that Sheo is going to move down. He starts leashless on his red so late. He's not going to have his third camp.
I fucking hate Belveth. Such a dog shit champ.
So it ends up being
annoying.
a situation where he can't be level 3 to actually contest. Labrov trying to harass here, but the smite is available. So another camp going the way of Elioya now. It is just so rough to be playing from this spot. And now Elioya can take this scuttle. Could even
is Mad going to win this game?
Topside and potentially double scuttle if he wants to continue contesting, which is just such a brilliant start here. You know, Sheo is so far behind, and I know you've seen those.
It's fine. BDS were down 0-2 before and they pulled it off. They'll do it again.
And when you get behind, it tends to be those 10 death power spikes coming in pretty early.
That's right. No levels as well. You're even squishier too. You get new.
I don't care if BDS goes 0-3. I'm just happy they're here.
Well, at least we focus on the bot side now. Crowny low on matter here as Labrov still looking for that engage, but the Mad 2v2 is holding their
See, the EU teams are like passing the baton.
I mean, this is the thing about having a jungle lead on Belveth as I feel like
BDS gets through play-ins and makes the headlines for Adam. Then they pass the baton. They pass the baton to Mad and Fnatic, where they do big damage in group stage. Big damage. They get 2 wins, they fuck up some of the LCK LPL teams, they make it look competitive. Then they pass the baton to G2, where G2 makes it to knockouts. And G2 pops off and makes finals.
Because while Mad had a lot of up and downs, you know, they were kind of very inconsistent. When you look at them from spring, they're winning. You look at them in summer, the regular season, they were really kind of struggling. But the one big point of consistency I always felt was Carzy. Like, Carzy was V9 in some of these games where things were going bad, but they're going to look for a potential dive here. Adam is softened up, so they're not confident to actually commit to it, unfortunately.
Then we pass the baton to the LPL and get 3-0'd.
Oh,
okay.
When he goes international, he has also been great.
Yeah.
He is such a massive portion of their team fight damage. He really can take over in that stage. And when Matt are setting him up for success, it often just means really good things for the whole team because he is so reliable for them.
And can I also just say I've been told by about 5 different people that he's a really nice guy. So throughout my Korea trip, I've just been told about this legend, Caedrel.
Get that on the stat sheet.
Oh,
36% DPM,
Oh,
1,000 gold lead. Really nice guy.
Really nice guy. It needs to be said.
Labrov
Again,
doing his
look
Kellen
forward,
impression.
Through supports, not even at the Rift Herald timing, but already the map is moving. As you can see, Shao was trying to get in
God, I don't wanna
Elyoya's
watch
face,
EU
but
versus
what can
EU,
he
man.
do? He tried to position topside for a gank, tried to invade himself. Shao is still behind 30.
The worst part is we've
CS.
got 3 more
At 6
Civil
minutes
Wars
in the
after
game
this.
as well.
I mean,
But they are
Shao
kind
is
of
gonna
bangers.
farm up his wolves, but he is just dinging 4.
Level
And
6.
Elyoya's 6. Yeah, he is so comically ahead. You know,
Yep.
he's the same level as these solos, and now Hilly is just going to keep invading.
the
Labrov could
boy.
try
He's
to
dead.
come, but Labrov has no flash, so he's
Bye-bye.
in danger as well.
Shao, how do you get
Oh, he
out
missed.
of this one above and beyond and start
Oh,
knocking
he-
away with
he
the
didn't
Royal
miss.
Maelstrom?
Nah,
It's
this
an
game is
easy
so done.
first
Shio is so
blood.
fucked.
Lavender evolution dominance from Elyoya.
Absolute jungle gap here. You have to give credit to Elyoya, but you also have to give credit to the planning from Mad. And it's a whole
This
team
game is
effort
so
to
done,
create a lead
sadly.
like this. You cannot do this on your
Oh
own.
my
It's
god.
both solo laners coming to Raptors
It's a
level 1.
fucking
It's
ultra
Hillsong
mega
getting an
jungle
advantage
diff.
spot, re-invading with him at this stage. It's them now moving over towards the dragon, and he's just playing with such incredible pace. And the beautiful thing about when you're playing this style of heavy farming jungler is when you get ahead, you just tend to get even more ahead because you just start one-shotting the camps. You get stronger and stronger and stronger. And I just really struggle to see what Shao is going to be able to get done in this one. He's got to
Nah,
rely
Shio
so
is
much
gonna
on
be so
Crownie,
fucked. He just has to
much
try
on
and get
Nuke
levels.
Adam to really kind of bring him back in. And Crownie has been, you know, a guy who has had such an up and down year, you know, to kind of speak about that inconsistency. You know, when you look back to spring, he was incredible. And then in summer, it just really wasn't it. You know, Zeri became less meta. That was kind of his best champion. And he hasn't been performing nearly as well as he did in that spring. So Crownie really looking kind of have that return to form. Because when he is at his best, he's just an incredible team
Labrov,
fighter.
no flash.
Labrov might be caught out. We'll hold on that.
Carzy
because
could commit if he
Labrov,
wants.
He burned his
Yeah,
flash
he should.
before in the lane, and the 2v2 of Mad are coming
What
alive.
happened to BDS?
What a night and day difference from yesterday versus C9.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they came in with such a good plan here from level 1. They're executing well on it. They're winning 2v2. They're winning top, and now Nuke is just going to get pushed out. I mean, this is Hilly at his best, right? When he is able to get out of lane, affect the map, you know, when they win the 2v2, he is just unleashed, and now going to be able to pick up that Rift Herald, and now the push is on. When you start getting all these little voidlings spawning out, it is so annoying to deal with here. And BDS is trying
They
to
took
roam
away his
to
gold
look to
champs,
answer,
yeah,
but
true.
look at the gold difference. Like, that is ridiculous.
Top
He has
con gap.
50% more gold than his opponent and a 2-level lead at 8 minutes.
8 minutes into the game, it's absurd. It is almost leading that 2K lead really for Mad right now. Bottom side set up. We talked about Carzy.
Are you taking Kellen
being
back
the
to Berlin?
reliable
Yeah, of
threat
course,
as
bro.
well.
Kellen came
He's in
from
a good
Berlin.
spot with the kill as we look at how Labrov ended up dying from
I
bad
donated
time.
money to charity
That
to
is
save the penguins.
unfortunate. Hilly
And
was on the recall.
they
didn't
gave
have
me a
the
penguin.
ward, and Labrov trying to do a sneaky play. He's making the assumption Hilly is on the roam, but Hilly stops the recall, stuns him up, and there's just no way out. He
That's
has
how
no
we got a
flash, and
penguin.
Carzy's playing Ghost. Carzy really does like to play the Ghost, and when you have that there, ain't no way you're getting out. You're just going to get chased down.
It's rough, but
Penguin.
look, hey, for Mad, early game's great. And again, to highlight what I was saying before, I mean, yesterday versus C9,
What?
there was one
How did
game
he know?
topsiders. I didn't even get time to talk today because Nuke has to run for his life because Hill is saying lives mid. I mean, this guy's not even paying rent, but he lives here.
May I direct your
Wait, did-
eyes to the jungle item?
Did Hysteric say ain't no way on the cast?
It seems to be a bit of a jungle item advantage.
Oh, don't look jungle items.
That's still 30 CS,
Oh
and
my
yeah,
God,
I mean,
man.
cracking already.
At 9 minutes.
Yep.
And his opponent, he's in the garage sale. He's looking for discounts. He's getting some coupons, hoping he can find some way to come back. But, geez, this is brutal for Shao. He is now at least 6, so...
Scout Instagram
hey,
story.
you do still have the
Oh, yeah,
opportunity.
check,
You still have some ways to
fucking-
contribute. And we'll see, you know, if
Check
they can actually
Faker's
find
MySpace
that,
post.
because at the
Shut
very
up.
least, Nuke laning well, is very stable on the Azir, you know, has a CS advantage. Crownie's still farming well. Adam has had that slight advantage on top side. So it is just mostly that big jungle edge over there to Mad, but if BDS can really combine on some good plays, hey, maybe it won't matter.
Maybe it won't, but for now, I mean, we're still singing the praises of Mad here. BDS, I was coming in today ready to talk about how they're warmed up, ready to go. I mean, they versed JDG, yes, but coming from play-ins, that edge we've seen from teams like DRX last year to compare, you know, BDS have been in the competition longer.
But it's just one of these things where when teams are playing in these regional matchups, they feel so much more comfortable, so much more at home. And I do think it's fair to say that Mad is likely a team that really kind of
Bell Bussy with the Herald. It's time to bust down a tower.
You know, they don't seem to be able to live up to their LEC performances, you know, when they do have those international berths. So that is one of the toughest things for them. But when you're playing against BDS, you've done it so many times. You know this team.
Above and below,
just smoked him.
Onto the turret. It's all about this Rift Herald that should get an easy charge. Elyoya, that endless banquet is misleading. It is about to end for the time being. Elyoya, by the way, 28 stacks on that Death in Lavender. Already so much as this could be the all-in, but Nuke gets out with turret plating. A small win for BDS to get some gold back in their pockets.
Yeah, good buffer there as well from Nuke, just in the nick of time here. Does have the early mercs. It's a must-buy against Niski here, playing this Lissandra.
Nesquik.
Get locked down 100-0, but Nuke's in a great spot, right? You know, he does have that individual gold lead, is 600 gold. Yes, that's not as much as the 1,1400 gold lead in the jungle, but his Azir scales incredibly well, as long as you're not giving up a lot of deaths.
Who is Caedrel cheering for?
Still comebackable.
I don't really care.
Not gonna be all
I just want whoever
BDS,
fucking wins this, just win again. Don't be a fucking cringe kid team and, oh, we won a best of one by doing this and invading level 1 and now we're gonna lose anyway. Win!
So far behind,
be useful.
We're going to do the same thing, like run in, set up, get the engage. And we know that BDS, specifically yesterday, focused on this top side. And it's funny to say because I think this is the quietest that Adam's ever been, simply because of how far his jungler was behind, and simply because of what little BDS can do with no map priority, with this massive squid type thing running across Summoner's Rift.
It's tough, man.
Massive
when you lose prio, you kind of just have to turtle up. When your jungle is this far behind, every play feels like a bad play. Because you
no
know
one has that
if
voice.
there,
What voice?
You're going to lose the 2v2, and if your jungle is not even there,
Drake's
you're
up.
crushed in the 2v1. So definitely have to be careful. But Sheo looking for plays. Nuke is in a good spot. But Hilly and Elyoya, they spot him with the sweeper.
Oh, it's a beautiful lens. Hylissang right back into the same position, but it's countered this time. Lebrov's in, but a three-man Magnet Storm, and it's going to be banquet time in a second. Hylissang gets out, but Elyoya still not able to get his damage down.
I love it how it's literally, they see Vi in the bush and Hilly's just like, okay.
That's like Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was 14. Mad running for their lives. BDS are getting something in this game. They're back, at least in some significant way.
I can't. Hysterics is...
Unfortunately, the kill did go to Lebron, but they're getting active on the map. They try to look for this play. Carsey, though, looking for Crownie.
Hysterics is so funny. Oh, Crownie griefed it.
Had just solo killed Crownie. Meanwhile, though, it turns to trade as the feathers are about to fly out. But
that's a mini-nar. That's like Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was 14.
Now, finally, the Meganar comes through. Chasey versus Adam. It's been about Chatham, but now better be about Giga Chasey.
Chasey takes him down in the top lane. There's no flash, there's no ulti on Adam, and he gets punished in that spot. But Carsey taking down Crownie.
Oh no, Adam not on God's champs.
Replay, because Crownie actually went for the W to try to finish him off, but it was 4 stacks of plasma. I kind of feel like just one more auto instead would have killed him. I think he would have actually killed him with the final auto plus the plasma proc. And the delay instead on the cast time from the W kind of made the difference there. So BDS more time. BDS say, make the call. We're going to turn here onto Hilly, and then this great counter engage from Hilly. Niski flashes in, self-ulti to immune. That is your ult, but it is already Hilly going down. And then we can watch this one more time. This was really, really close.
I think Crownie ultos, he kills him.
But he has 4 stacks of plasma. I think the right call is one more auto. It's 300 damage, 1 auto plus the plasma stock. I think he has him. I'm not actually 100% sure, but I think he has him. And it's really close. It's one of those hard calls to make, but the W
I think the auto could work. Could work, not sure though. W is for sure a kill, but his W missed.
No ult, no flash, has
missed by miles.
You said it. It was 14-year-old Arnold down
chat, is
in
this
the bot
chat
lane,
crazy? With
Arnold
Kai'Sa passive,
Terminator.
I think he would kill him, yeah, with auto attack.
To be fair, Arnold when he was 14,
probably still really jacked.
He really was. I mean, I was watching a documentary recently
You're just saying no to say no.
Get the point. It's still,
All right,
however,
it's me in the bot lane. It's Arnold in top
I
lane.
feel like auto kills her. Maybe I'm crazy.
we get it right in the
What
end.
items did she have? Did Kai'Sa have Kraken?
With this early
Did
game
she have
goal,
Kraken
but they
proc?
still maintain that to
Then
a
it definitely
degree.
kills.
However, BDS have shown how
But
they
I
come
think it
back
would-
into
I think
the
it would
game.
kill.
And we also have an Azir. We also have a Kai'Sa who's gone Kraken there too.
Oh my
When you
god,
look
the
at the
audio.
MasterCard lane economy snapshot that just popped up. Nuke has a gold lead over Niski, so at least there's something to talk about from this red-sided team.
Absolutely. And he's actually the richest member in the entire game, right?
Wow.
He has slightly more gold than Elioya. It is very close, but it is a lead at the very least. And Nuke obviously going for a high damage build.
Someone just said, did Kled ult?
He's already in. He's playing Conqueror, so you can always pretty much expect the Nashers to come in second. We'll see where he wants to go from there. But he is going to be able to put out that damage. Chasey in the side lane, though, is a problem. And this is one of the things, when you fall behind as Renekton, it's tough because Gnar, is only really afraid of you.
That
if
was
you
actually
get
a really
all
good
in.
one.
But when Gnar gets ahead and you can't all in,
That was a
he
really
knocks you
good
down,
one.
always has pressure on the sides, and you have to kind of cover Renekton in these situations, which really makes it obvious where the Vi is, right? It makes it easier to track that Vi because you're pushing up, you're getting deep wards. And that is going to be problematic
Oh, I
here
like
for
that one. I
BDS
rate it.
because
I
Matt
rate it.
can play in your jungle, can look for picks, can play through
Is
sides.
Adam playing
I think they
Renekton?
just
Yeah,
have a
he
lot
is.
more options, whereas
I
BDS
don't know
is
why.
really kind of more one-dimensional in their comp. They want to dive, they want to go 5v5, they want to make it happen.
I mean, every time that happens, further to your point, like, it's a 40 CS lead now, by the way. Shao's going to continue falling behind. And yes, we said the go button for Vi is there, but I think now we have to look at the context that Elioya is almost second item here. Almost towards this second item, where Black Cleaver was just completed by Shao. So this Bel'Veth, ever scaling, endless banquet for a reason, resets.
We visited the T1 facility. Can we get a photo with you?
Team will fight well historically, but also compositionally. There's a lot to talk about how this 5v5 is going to go out.
Absolutely. And
Probably not.
Elioya has as much farm as the top laners, right? And that is equating now
catch
to
me outside one day.
37% free attack speed from that passive.
Maybe I'll do a fan
so
thing
there's
one
a
day
lot
as
of
well.
attack speed that he is
Why does someone
building
donate
up here. And does have
1647?
another Herald in pocket, so the push is likely going to be on again. They already have that top tower. Could just drop it and guarantee the bot lane tower if they want, or can hold it for mid. Definitely do have options here. But Elioya really has run of the map, and as long
Maybe we'll
as
do a
one
fan
of the
day one day
members around him,
when
he's
World
with him or
is
something like that,
off.
he doesn't really have to be scared of walking into the enemy jungle.
And I think on that point too, I mean, Hilly has been walking with him non-stop as Niski now going to join up in the fray, but Glacial Path not taking away his shadows, just trying to get his camp. But hello, my family. Look at that. Herald, 3 of her children, Elioya. I don't know where Bel'Veth fits in. Maybe it's the grandmother, but that helps get the turret down as shove me.
Bro, Hysterics is unchained.
Down he goes.
Hysterics is so
Again,
unchained on these
like
casts.
the carry to watch.
He really is. He's going to be the big hope, I think, for BDS in this game. He's the only one winning, and he's the richest person in the game right now. So Nuke having a great one. And Hilly, I got to say it's a pretty silly flash, from that position. I think it's very unlikely that he would get out, but he saw the blast cone.
Classic
and I think his thought is, I can flash over. Maybe if I get the blast cone, I'm going to get out.
Absolute
in that
classic.
spot, though, especially with Dragon coming up in 145 and your team in such a strong point, I'd rather you die and have the flash for the engage.
Well, I'd rather see this fight play out first up. Meganar about to run out, but into Adam. Can he
Is
deal
this
with this one? No minion wave there. Chasey ult. Misses. Kazi running in, flashed on. Chatham, welcome back as the feathers fly out. He'll still be rooted down. Chasey gets the kill, but he made him work hard for it.
Yeah, he did. Maybe a little bit of sun in their eyes on that one. Chasey swinging a
My
miss on the
region!
first couple. Definitely made it look a bit messy, but
Let's
Adam's
go,
too
baby.
far behind. He can't capitalize, even though he
Hey, it
played as
worked.
well
What are you
as
talking
he
about?
possibly
Yo,
could've from
it
that
worked.
position. Did get the ulti
Shut
out
up.
of Karzi, and they are trying to play a bit of this split map.
It
but
worked.
Niski going to be able to TP up towards top, answer that, and Chasey, the push is on through sides. Does have a phage. I'll be interested to see, what he's going to build as a second item. Is he going to go towards Hullbreaker and really commit towards side lane? Or do they feel that they can just close this game out in 5v5? Because I think if you feel you're strong enough to really just make
Stop
it
saying
out
my
in
map.
5v5, then you should just be
That was
pushing
clean
for
by
So here it
Nuke.
is. He's trying to flash
That was
in.
clean.
But Brav is already behind him. It's really ambitious to think you're going to be able to get onto that blast cone. So maybe hurting now. I wish he had that flash.
Hilly again.
What's going on, brother?
It's a classic
I'll tell
Hilly.
you what, I might not be an EU caster, but I do know that Hilly sometimes silly.
Yeah, Brother Hilly making an appearance here as Crowny. They're behind him.
You're looking for the above and below. Gets it. The Maelstrom's
Right.
out. Beniski sets him in place.
I feel like
Glacial
Crowny
Path
is not having
taken.
any impact in
Brownie
any
gets out,
game so far.
Using everything as Mad
Let's see
trying to
another team
chase up
fight.
a kill.
And that is actually so critical because Hilly
Like the
just
JDG
died.
game,
has
he
no
didn't do
flash,
anything.
He lost his ulti, but now Crowny no sums And it's going to mean match.
I want to see him at least try.
For this dragon here. Lebrov even
just try and do something.
Getting a Megadar.
Stride breaker here on that Royal
Okay,
Maelstrom.
let's maybe not try anymore.
Kazi's just solo taking down Crownie, who had nothing, and now it's an endless banquet again on the back end. Well, the bop away from Lebrov won't matter because the nuke down from Chasey is massive. Have another one on the house because Mad are back in charge.
They are crushing through in this fight. They're going to get the dragon in. Sheo spotted now. If he dies, this could potentially be Baron. Oh no, he lost the red!
Hilly heard what I said about him. I'm sorry, it'll never happen again. Sheo is just like this game. Could not get any worse,
I'm
right,
done.
guys? Right. Well,
yeah, let's go Mad!
Out of this. Oh, absolutely not. It's gonna be a feast for the eyes, at least for Elyoya, to pick up yet another kill. Slap him down. Sheo, no way. No way. He's not getting out. He's not getting out. He's at least
what is this? What is going on?
At the end, but that was crazy.
Yeah, I did buy a ton of time at the very least, but he ends up going down. I mean, that's just Hilly in a nutshell, right? Hilly, take it, and Hilly, give it away. Yeah. This guy is so fun to watch. He's so aggressive. He's so confident.
I love my region.
Made him a fan favorite for so many years of his time with Fnatic and now on Mad
I love them.
And with the jungler dead, it is Baron o'clock. And Elyoya is going to be shredding through this. Carzzy as well. They have so much damage, and there's no way for BDS to challenge. They're already down 5K.
We're doing great.
And I think this is almost
Mad
the
is doing well
here for BDS in this one, as you're now massively ahead. Have the Baron. You're already
Mad is doing well, but I know they're going to go into the next round and they're going to grief it. And I'm going to want to believe, but I'm not. It's not happening. I'm not believing. You're never getting my faith again. It's not happening.
Maybe a better extra greed that above and below.
You're just going to let me down.
But Elyoya, a level 13 Belveth with stride breaker.
I will wear your jersey.
He's not taking no for an answer with the Baron power play.
And I will have a want for you to win the game.
He'll move up. He doesn't care about backing.
But I know it's not going to happen.
More from the map is Mad.
But I'll be there.
Yesterday, not proactive, not much going on, but hey, as they overstep towards the top side, Chasey about to drop down. Meganar almost there. Elyoya, big knock up, but it's simply to try and buy some time as the shutdown goes to BDS, but it's still Mad in the lead.
It is Mad in a heavy.
Wait, this Azir is so fucking fed.
Nuke again gets that shutdown, and he already has his death cap, so going very aggressive build. Got a massive shutdown there as well. So another 1,400 in pocket after he completes that death cap. So if you're a BDS fan, you are praying for a nuke that this man's back is really strong because he's got some carrying to do.
Oh my god, this is Scout's Instagram story. Nice tactical pause, lol.
No, just got passed again because Nuke did take that kill.
Speaking of the devil, Nuke with the bop away. Looks
he actually tweeted, he actually put that on his story.
Speed. 60 stacks of lavender.
There's no way.
Of course he is. The legend of Elyoya.
Oh my god.
I've heard about it only in whispers, but here today, they're turning into shouts. I was talking about it at the start of this show. At least you and I as well backstage. Mad criticized heavily. A lot of EU fans don't want to believe that this team's part of their region, but I think today you need to bring that back. Everyone needs to apologize because Mad are definitely looking like the third best team. And more so, looking like great representatives if they can consistently play like this.
Exactly. I mean, they really are showing up today, and they're showing us what they can bring to the table here. As this is, again, that previous play. The Meganar charging up, Chasey going in. This is
they're not getting any faith.
Dragon where Nuke got caught, and if Nuke goes down, there's just not really much of a chance to win the fight here. Lebrov kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. Tried to make it happen, but it has just been all Mad all the time, it feels like, through this one. The lone bright spot really is Nuke, but it's just tough without that supporting cast. He doesn't really have any front line.
Mad is the KT of Europe.
You look up at the top lane, and the goal difference there.
Yeah, if KT lost to NA every game, yeah, they would be.
Up above a 3,000 gold lead for Chasey. Adam is just trying to stay relevant as much as he can, but really, all Renekton this far behind is going to be offering is a flash stun, right? You're just going to be that setup, and you're going to hope that that's enough because Carzzy is not playing.
Next game is important. So Fnatic versus Gam. I swear to God, if Fnatic loses to Gam, I'm done. Nice jump.
Chasey doesn't even burn
nice jump.
He didn't have it. He just jumps over.
If EU second seed loses to Gam,
with a big resource to burn,
I don't believe in any EU team anymore. I just believe in G2.
Going to be playing towards that dragon. Mad just playing.
And if G2
BDS
lose to Weibo,
here you have to kind of just overload one side of the map when you're this far behind and try to look for these 3v1s, 2v1s to try to find those plays. But the problem is Mad is pushing up all of the waves here, and they're going to take that bot lane tier 2. Chasey pushes in mid. You can see Hilly and Niski are bouncing back and forth in that bot side jungle quadrant, trying to create space if BDS overcommits on one side, they will collapse, they will look for those kills. And JC back towards top side to collect this wave. He has his TP, so really, Matt is just in a great spot. And especially when it's Hextech Soul.
What jersey are you wearing for
really
Weibo versus G2? I'm wearing G2
well,
jersey.
You don't have to worry about it. It's it's one of the bad ones. This is
I'm wearing a
G2
G2 jersey.
one in the game.
Oh yeah. Look, and while that's going on, I mean, BDS are trying to commit to top side. They're like, we're not going to pick up this dragon. We've lost complete bottom side priority, rather. And Chasey still gets out regardless. Sheho even stopped with his back mad, trying to turn it into a longer play. But at the very least, dotting their I's, crossing their teams in terms of setting up for this objective is what Mad are doing so well.
Absolutely, and the dragon is going to be a freebie here.
What?
Level 15 now. Still keeping pace, and in some cases even surpassing the Soul Layers in terms of experiences. Adam is still at that level 14. It's another dragon here. And that is going to be even more attack speed here because those Hextech Dragons, each individual one is 7.5% attack speed. He now has 74% from his passive, so it's over 100% attack speed for free that this guy basically has.
Niski best minute of the tournament.
That with Kraken, you get so much true damage coming through between your E and the Kraken procs. It is really, really tough to actually fight against this guy, and you become so durable. I saw
scouts Instagram story. I saw it
with your E because your E makes you so tanky. It's like you can't ignore him.
All right, come on, wrap it up. We get it. Mad's better than BDS. Wow, I could have told you that from 10 months of NEC regular season. Come on, Mad, end the game.
Again, you know, haven't seen too much Belveth, but I just love that Mad had the confidence to bring it out here in this game when they're 0-1 down. When the loser of this, a European 3rd or 4th seed, looking like the 4th seed here, are going to be backs against the wall.
Surely they'll end the game, right?
For their tournament life.
Surely.
Exactly, and we already know that Liquid is down waiting, you know, in that 0-2 match.
Yes, they are.
So, you know, it could be another NA.
Why do I feel like Fnatic's going to lose again?
We know that either KT or G Plus are going to be down there, so there's going to be such strong teams here. We'll see who else is going to join them, but both teams obviously trying to stay alive in this. BDS in a horrible spot. Mad now set up around this dragon. They have that massive dragon advantage, and they do spot that one.
Crowny's close to his third item, so he can match Kai'Sa, match Saya, and the Azir is strong, but that Vi is fucking useless. Belvet's about to be level 16. He's 4 levels down. 4 levels down on Vi.
Immediately with the unbreakable will, just simply because more members were there of Mad than they expected, so yet again, another ulti used just to try and get some evenness.
And that means both Sheo and Labrov are basically a one-way
Okay, Baron start. Here we go, baby. EU Baron flip strategy.
So squishy, and Matt is just burning this down incredibly fast. Can BDS even get here in time?
I mean, they're going to try at the very least the last hand to keep themselves alive and move to a 1-for-1.
Wow, they reset it.
Not overexerting themselves on the Baron, though. They're not going to take it a flip. Look at top wave. Thank you, observers. Mad are playing with time so well. Look at the wave state. A bit of macro to throw that out there, as if they're going to look at it once again.
Yeah, they see Crowny pushing up.
Just flip it.
For that tier 1.
Come on.
Matter's going to start the dragon again. Pull him.
Show me the EU I know and love. Just fucking flip it. Go on.
For a long time.
Oh, he jumps in Sheo a little bit early. Niski not going to get going, but it's stolen. BDS keep themselves alive. The frozen
Woo!
as well.
Woo! I love Europe.
But Elyoy is down. No banquet for him. Adam gets a
Nuke can cook here.
Traded off as well, as Nuke is the shining light. BDS, all hell mid laner as he flashes misses. Sidestep is
oh my god!
And still went out, and I must pray now to Kazi.
Kazi, huge fight there. Really showing up, but that got dicey as Matt did not peel and did not keep Shea out of the pit. That is not what you want to be doing when you're in these situations. You're at a commanding lead, you're 50-50ing the Baron. The objective bounty is taken. They do win the fight afterwards.
What is happening?
Yeah, just no one keeping Shea out of the pit. So pretty amateur play around the Baron there from Mad. And they burst down Elyoya, so Elyoya does give up that massive bounty as well. It's a pretty big swing, but Karzy
I mean, Nuke was cooking. Respect to Nuke.
Here. Flashes over the wall, is able to get the damage down, and then Nuke.
He just missed the dash.
Play, tries to chase, just barely doesn't.
How did that not hit? By the way, that should hit.
Karzy there, he might have been able to kill them both. Unfortunately, he misses, and that one hurts. As none of the
if that hit, he would cook really hard.
Wiped off the map,
it's unlucky.
Now you have to go again here.
Respectable attempt.
1 minute and 15 seconds when that soul is going to be on the table for Mad.
I love Red Bull Baron power play. Nothing negative.
Oh wait, it was a Baron steal. Oh yeah, how many is that now?
6.
How many Baron steals are there?
Let's just call it what it is. 7k damage pretty much from Nuke on his
2?
When we said he was the
oh yeah.
this game.
It was that one, right?
He's dropping a Nuke.
We met him, yeah.
It's him and Carzzy, right? It's those two guys just battling up against each other in these
I think I have 6 to 8 or something.
Just so low though from taking up that Baron. You know, I was surprised that they flipped it. You know, they peeled off early. They clearly didn't want a 50-50, and then they just decided, screw it, we're just gonna go back to it, and they ended up flipping it. It did cost them not that much because they were able to win the team fight afterwards anyway. But you know, the shutdown on Elyoya, the objective bounty plus the Baron gold itself is obviously very, very nice. And we'll see. Can BDS
Don't worry, there'll be 10 Baron seals in the finals. Yeah, but Pyosik ain't gonna make it.
Literally nothing, and nothing in the river either. It's so hard to get in there.
At least the control ward spots him out. That was an angle for a 3-man route down. Set up with the glacial path, easy access to end this game once and for all. Assault points coming up, but Sheo looking for an angle. Hilly not gonna find it. Glacial path is there. I know, Observer, I know. I'm waiting for it as well.
What do we got?
Not pulled. BDS
We're walking in.
Walk into river while Mad hold the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's all about creating space for a nuke. That is going to be life or death.
Is G2 versus Weibo today? It is today, yeah.
Nuke to be able to free hit throughout this whole fight, they have a chance. He has death cap, but look at Chase. He's on
Stun.
the side, and he is charging up that Narbar.
BDS have come so far for this point. Glacial path not
This
taking
didn't go in.
Again, Elyoya is going down.
Drake, it's gone. Oh, Hilly.
You are not silly. You're in charge. And now with you launching them back, BDS still
Wait.
trying to find the fight. Mad somehow getting bursted down. Adam takes a while, but look at this.
Hilly, baby.
Numb. It's an endless banquet once again.
Mad have done it. They
Hysterics
get
is
the
so
fight,
funny.
And I think they're going to get the game here. They wipe them off the map. They TP to bot. They crush the team fight. They've got the soul, and they're coming for their first win.
Man, Nuke was trying his best to carry, but I mean, Shio was so fucked this game.
Moving for their first win here in the Swiss stage. BDS have worked so hard to get here, but
Shio was so fucked this game.
That's LEC's 3rd seed. Doubters be damned. Here, Mad stand.
Alright, Mad's 1-1. Okay.
Something to be really happy about here for Mad.
Okay, we're 1-1.
Win.
Korean and live audience paid $100 to watch this. Bro, shut up. They've got 7 more games.
They came in with a really strong
1-1, we take those.
The level 1 was
Alright,
beautiful.
let's see what Mad's draw is. EU brothers had to take each other out. It's okay.
And
happens.
Tries to backtrack to contest at the Krugs, but he's too late to
Mad
do
C9
it.
rematch? Bro, if that happens, I hope to fucking god Mad wins.
They're able to re-invade on bot side because he missed out on that camp. Sheo's not even level 3. And Elyoya was just everywhere from that point. Hillsong and Carzzy got an advantage in bot, and they're grouping up with Elyoya. They're invading, and they're just snowballing this game.
Alright,
and it ends up
so next game is Fnatic versus Gam. If Fnatic lose, we're gonna be depressed. The game after that is T1 Gen G, which is gonna be a banger. Then after that, we've got the game of the day, G2 Weibo. And then after that, we've got JDG BLG and KT versus Damon, which is also a banger. Actually, after the Fnatic Gam game, every game is just a fucking banger.
It's a really strong game.
Every game is crazy banging.
From the Jarvan with 1 impact topside to nothing, to then playing a
I'm gonna go to the toilet real quick. Did you see Flowers' tweet? No, I didn't. Flowers' tweet.
Break will continue the Swiss stage with Gam Esports facing off against Fnatic.
What a Flowers tweet.
Man, I love listening to Zale cast from League of Legends.
It's just such a brilliant start here.
I also love listening to Hysterics cast from League of Legends.
There's no fallback.
Y'all ain't watching Worlds right now. What are you doing? Hashtag Worlds 2023. Let's go.
Bro, he's just drinking non-stop. Flowers is so fucking funny, man. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. We're gonna be 1 sec.